Hello friends, welcome to this session. So as we have seen in the previous session how we can create data sets, mainly the account, contact, leads, opportunity and product data set using a data flow. Today we are going to do the same thing. We are going to create the data set. However, this time we are going to create it via recipe data set. Okay. So as you can see my screen, I am again going to Analytics Studio. So over here you just go to Data Manager. And you can either click on recipes over here, or you can as well as go to, like, you can create new recipe from this option, or you can go to manage data flow. So this is the newer version where you can create a few data layer, and this is the older version. Fine. So here, as we have seen earlier, we created all this data set. Now we will do the same thing via recipe. Okay. Now before that, let me just create one app. So under browse section, let me create the app, and let's say I create it as, let me create a blank app, and over here let me just write as recipe data set. Okay, and let me click on create. Fine. Now over here, if I go to create recipe, at first we are going to add the input data. Now you have various options from here, so let me just deselect this one. I'm only interested in taking from Salesforce objects, the internal objects which I have. So let me click on done, and now I will just search for all those data set. So let me, not data set, I mean the objects. So at first, this is SFDC local. Let me bring account from here. Okay, I need to select the fields. So for now, I will just select as a minimum field as possible. And let me select the industry. Let me search from here. So I have brought in the object account. And similarly, I will bring others as well. So let me bring contact. And let me select the ID name. I think the department is fine. So I have selected contact. Similarly, let me select entry. I will select just a few common fields for now. I have selected lead. Now after that, let me select opportunity. At one go, let me select the other objects as well. So here is the opportunity. And here I will select ID name and stage name. Okay. And at last, let me also select product. And from here, let me select ID name and product. And so I have selected the other rest of the three objects at one go over here, and then I'm clicking on next. As you can see, I brought in all the ingestion nodes for the requisite object. And after that, you just click on this plus icon and just click on output node. And here you just write as, let's see, let me just give the first name as recipe. Over here, if you just give the label, that's enough. The dataset API name will be automatically taken as the display label, except instead of space, they will take the underscore. And here I've created one app. Let me go to recipe dataset app and let me click on apply. The naming convention is very important here. So here, let me just write as account dataset. Similarly, let me just take the output here. It will be right to dataset, and here I will be taking contact dataset. I will again take that app and let me click on, and here let me write as contact dataset. Let me click on apply, and here let me write it as recipe dataset. Let me change it. Dataset. See for option. Set. Okay, I have created the all the requested data set. Now I will click on save and run, and I have to give the name. So let me write as, and let me save it. So the recipe will be running correctly. In the meanwhile, let us also get ready with all the counts which we need to check. So again, I will just open my Salesforce inspector, and as we were doing earlier, I will just perform the same action. So let me do for all the objects. Let me click on explore. Okay, I have taken for all the objects now. And let me check if the data flow runs successfully. I mean, the recipe runs successfully. The recipe is still running. So for account, I have 1003. For contact, it's 3. For lead, it's 22. For opportunity, I didn't export, it's 711. And for product, it's 17. Okay. So let's wait for a couple of seconds for this recipe to run. After every 30 seconds or 1 minute, you can also refresh the jobs just to check if it runs successfully or not, because by default you won't see it as successful. So you have to always refresh the job. In the meanwhile, we can just quickly cross-check whatever things we have done till the time the monitor recipe runs. So I have taken one ingestion node, which we do it from here. You have this option of add input data. And under that, you have three options. CI matrix dataset, like the existing dataset which you already have. Any external connected objects, but we are only interested for Salesforce objects. I mean the objects which we are having in our internal Salesforce org, that is the org which contains analytics. With that option, I've selected all the appropriate objects which I wanted to check as a dataset. And after that, I have just clicked on that plus icon where you get this option of 1 minute. Yeah, you get this option of output. And over here, you have to write it to dataset currently. Okay. And just give the appropriate label name. And we have created one app for recipe. So just give that app location so that you can check all the dataset on that particular app. Okay. Okay. It's still taking time. So just remember for data flow, we have taken the ingestion node as SFDC digest, the node which helps us to bring data from our internal Salesforce app. And over here, you take that input data and just select that option of Salesforce objects by which you can actually get to see your local objects. Fine. And over here, if you see whichever is your local objects, you get this particular shape. It's like a it's like a 6 sides figure with a reflection of it, with a partial reflection of it. So that's how the image icon looks like. And this you have the data set, which is more like hexagon shape. So now let us check once again. Okay, guys. So now if we just refresh it is still under running mode. Okay, guys, as you can see right now, our recipe ran successfully. Initially, it failed. The reason being, for some reason, it was just taking a lot of time. I think there was certain network issue for which, it was unnecessary taking quite a long time. But ideally, a recipe doesn't take that much of time. As you can see, within 2 minutes, it ran successfully. So sometimes if you have certain breakout in your network issue or something, there's a high chances it might just, you know, run a little bit late, or let's say if you get logged out, there's a high chances it might just take a couple of more minutes than what was expected. Fine. But anyways, after that, I ran the recipe and it ran successfully. So now let us get back over here to this particular item recipe dataset, and let me just refresh this. So currently in this particular app, you are going to see all the dataset, and of course we will just compare the count. So let me open all the things. So let me open the account one. Then let me open the contact. After that, let me open date. Then let me open opportunity. And let me open the product. So now if we compare one by one, so first of all, we have over here 1003, which is exactly matching. And then you have for contact, it's 3, which is matching as well over here. Okay. And then you have for lead, it is 22, which is matching over here as well, 22. And after that, you have opportunity, which is 711, which is matching as well. And at last, you have the product, which is 17, and that is also matching. Okay. So yeah, that's it about this video. So just like in the previous video, you created all the sales cloud data set, similar things we have done, but this time via recipe. And I hope you also understood what are the difference between the recipe and data flow in terms of UI you have already seen, as well as in terms of what is the node name which needs to be brought in. And of course, just to ensure there is no confusion, we just created a new app because earlier in the previous session, the data flow got saved in our shared app. but just to avoid confusion, I created a completely new data set, a new app, and you can also do the same. Okay. So that's it about this particular video. In case you have liked it, please do like, share, and subscribe. And also do let me know if there are certain topics in Salesforce CMRs which you want me to cover. And yeah, very soon let's meet in the next video as well. Signing off.